Forster, and Forster is going to deliver his A10 speech.
Wow.
Wow. And the speech objective, oratorical speech. And the time duration is 8 to 10 minutes. And I also asked Forster what kind of bad habits you want to get rid of. And he replied, he has many bad habits. For example, he bought too much books, spent too much time on Facebook, and could not wake up when the alarm beeped. And if he can choose one to get rid of, that is get a wake up late, because he want to get out immediately when the alarm beep. And today, his speech title is I Have a Dream. And Lily will be his evaluator to evaluate his speech. So, are you ready? Not yet.
Not yet.
I also really curious about how many people want to get rid of wake up late. Please raise your hand. Only one. Okay. So that's really impressive. Almost ready. Okay, let's give a big applause to Forster.
Hello everyone. My speech, my objective is about to read a speech from someone in the history. So I want to read a speech from a great leader, Martin Luther King. His speech, I Have a Dream. I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 5 score years ago, a great American in whose singularity shared we stand today signed the Emancipation and the Proclamation. This momentous decree comes as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been sealed in the flame of prison injustice. It comes as a joyous daybreak to end of the long line of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the miracle of segregation and the decline of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of the poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of the material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languishing in the corner of American society and finds himself and result in his own land. So we have come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. As we work, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. There are those who are asking the development of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horror of police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as our bodies, having with the fatigue of travel, cannot gain lodging in the motor of the highway and the hotel of the city. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro basic mobility is from a small ghetto to a large one. We can never be satisfied as long as the children are stripped of their self and robbed of their dignity by signs stating for white only. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro in Mississippi cannot vote and the Negro in New York believes he has nothing for which to vote. We are not satisfied, and we will not satisfy until justice rolls down like water and the rightness like a mighty stream. I am not unmindful that some of you have come here out of great trial and tribulation. Some of you have come fresh from the narrow jail cells. Some of you have come from an area where your quest of freedom lived your battle by the storm of persecution and staged by the wind of the police brutality. You have been the veteran of the creative suffering. Continue to work with the faith that unearned suffering is redemptive. Go back to Mississippi, go back to Alabama, go back to South California, go back to Georgia, knowing that somehow this situation can and will be changed. Let us not swallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulty of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold it true to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hill of Georgia, that the son of the former slave and the son of the former slave owner will be able to sit down together at the table of the brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi and the state swelling with the head injustice, swelling with the head of oppression, will be transformed into the oasis of the freedom and the justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with the visual ratios with its governor, have driven with the world of the intervention and the nullification. One day, right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with the little white boy and the white girl as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and the mountain shall be made low. The roof place will be made plain, and the crooked place will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and the all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to Southwest. With this faith, we will be able to hail out the mountain of despair and storm of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the juggling discord of a nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, pray together, to struggle together, to go to the church together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with a new meaning. My country, GNC, Swiss land of liberty, of thee I sing. Then where my father died, then of the pilgrim pride from every mountainside, let freedom reign. And if America is to be the great nation, this must become true. So let the freedom reign from the glorious hilltops of the New Hampshire. Let the freedom reign from the mighty mountain of the New York. Let the freedom reign from the heightening awakening of the Pennsylvania. Let the freedom reign from the snow-capped rookie of the Colorado. Let the freedom reign from the courageous slope of the California. But not only that, let the freedom reign from the Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let the freedom reign from the the mountain of the Tennessee. Let the freedom reign from every hill and the more hill of the Mississippi, from every mountainside, let the freedom ring. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speak of that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestant and Catholic, will be able to join hands and sing in the word of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last. Free at last. Thanks God Almighty. Free at last. PNE.